Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more.
Looking to grade your Pokemon cards and you don't know how to do it? Check out Ludkins Collectables and grade your Pokemon cards with zero risk. Check video description or visit ludkinscollectables.com for more.
Hey, how's it going, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, we'll be looking at Alolan Muk chemical deck played with special condition Pokemons like Salazzle and Raichu. And yeah, we're just gonna use the chemical breath and hit for 10 plus 70 more for each special condition affected on our opponent active Pokemon. It's a very interesting and funny deck to be used and played, and I kind of like it. I just need to tell at the beginning of this intro that I got completely demolished by my opponents using it, but it is how it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is probably good looking deck, at least on the paper, but when you're playing with it, always you're short for that one hit knockout against something, and that's very disappointing. But anyways, 20 Pokemon, 30 trading cards, and 10 energies. And let's just quickly go through the Pokemon list. 1 Ranger with Instruct for that draw support. 4 copies of Alolan Grimer featuring 3 Alolan Muks and GX, of course. 3 Hazard Courage and Chemical Breath Attack. 3 Celadint. Decided to go with those Celadints with Wiener Shock, because if your opponent Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 40 more damage. We can use it with a double CORSAIR energy, so it makes sense. 2 Salazzles with Hot Poison. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemons, they're going to turn you might leave your opponent active Pokemon burn and poison, which is pretty good because we can hit for 150 with our Muk. Then 2 Pikachus with Agilities, simply because we can have that double CORSAIR energy attack. And 3 Pikachus and 2 Raichus with Evo Shock. When you play a Raichu from your hand, you can leave your opponent active Pokemon paralyzed, which is very amazing. And of course, 2 copies of Tapu GX with the Wonder Tag for the setup, and that's all from the Pokemon list. Moving on to the item cards, I'm running 2 Devolution Sprays, which can help me to de-evolve my... I can basically de-evolve my Salazzle or Raichu and put them back into my hand, so next turn I can have again that ability ready to go. 2 Field Blowers, and then I'm running, of course, 1 copy of Pulpad, and 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher, and also 1 copy of Super Road, so I can recycle back cards from my discard pile like Energies, Pokemons, and supporter cards. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, and then we are moving on to the Stadium card. I decided to play only 1 Reverse Volley, because in some certain situations, Reverse Volley can add us 10 damage counters, and then with the choice band we can go up to 190, which is very important in the position where we want to one-hit knock and maybe our opponent Buzzwole, for example, who's 190. S-Roller times 1. Times 2 S-Roller, in addition to 2 Devolution Sprays. 2 copies of Bridget. For the draw support, I have 2 Cynthias, of course, also 2 Guzmas, 3 copies of Anne, and 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, so 8 draw supporters. 2 copies of each Choice Band and Flowstone for extra damage and free retreat. 12 energies, 4 DCEs, and 6 regular basic darkness energies. And that's pretty much it. This is the deck list that I'm going to use in this video. I hope you're going to like it, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and sub the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this deck, and also if you play it, what's your deck list, so I can maybe compare it and see if I can actually somehow try to improve it. So yeah, we can always probably cut that 1 Pikachu and 1 Celadint in addition to 2 other cards, for example. Maybe even Puzzle of Times wouldn't be that bad in this deck, but I don't know. Simply, it didn't work for me in this video, but it is how it is. So let's move on to the game test so you can actually see how this deck were performed. So make sure to hit the thumbs up once again and sub the channel if you already didn't. So see you in the game. Alright, so who's gonna start first? Looks like I'm starting first. And that's an interesting hand. I think I'm probably gonna stuck with this opening hand, so I probably gonna need to use that Tapu Lele for something like a Cynthia in this situation. I might even decide to go with Sycamore, because I do have Palpad available. But I think I'm just gonna going on with the Cynthia. Somehow I feel it's gonna be much more better to use it. Alright, so the most important part here is the fact that I managed to get energy. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna pass the turn back to my opponent and see what he can do. So basically, looks like I'm gonna play against the Metagross deck. It's gonna be very hard to one-hit knock on my opponent. Metagross, 7 times 3, 200, 10 to 20, 250. Technically, I can do that. If I can put him in Paralyze, Poison, and Burn condition with a Choice Band. But that's a lot of combinations in just a single turn. And I don't know if that's gonna be easy and possible. What I know here that he's just gonna retreat to another Belgium. Alright, that's interesting. And pass the turn back to me. And looks like I'm gonna be in a very bad position because again I don't have nothing that I can use, not even a double Core's energy. And I didn't even find one. So looks like I'm gonna stuck. At least for now. I'm gonna get rid of this card from my hand. I can attach energy somewhere, but it really makes zero sense at this moment, so I'm gonna pass the turn. That's gonna be pretty much it. So I missed opportunity to take the first prize card in the game, which is pretty bad. And I already used like 2 supporter cards, a Cynthia and N. I could get rid probably out of 2 more cards from my hand, but I didn't. And I'm probably just gonna go with the Bridget for the next turn. I think how Bridget in this situation is the best thing I can do. Literally, I can't do more than that. Or maybe not, since I top deck Pikachu. I'm still gonna go with Bridget, to be honest. I'm just gonna grab myself a Ranguru and another Grimmer so I can put him on the bench. Then I'm gonna play that Fuel Blower, which is gonna discard Choice Band and discard. And after that, I can play this Palpad, so I can reshuffle back Cynthia and N. I have 2 options available, but I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna instruct. Better for 2 than 1, and the top deck was Cynthia, but since I already played supporter card for this turn, this is going to be pretty much it. And I will just pass the turn for now. So the good thing about Muk versus Metagross is the fact that Metagross cannot one-hit knock on Muk, where on the other side Muk can one-hit knock on my opponent. And right now he just gave me the N, so I'm going to refresh my hand. And this hand looks a little bit better, but still not good enough because I'm still missing a couple pieces of puzzles to do something significantly here. And I'm probably just gonna pass the turn. There's the first Metagross in the game, which is very important. Right now he can retreat and deal some damage with his Registeel, which is very important for him. So he can hit for 30. Still with the Choice Band, he can go up to 180. So I definitely need to one-hit knock on his Registeel in this situation. And if I really want to do that, I'm gonna need to do that. So we're gonna discard these 2 cards in exchange for Salazzle. Alright, so Salazzle is the thing that's gonna help me. Alright, so I can leave his active Pokemon Poison and Burn. Alright, you don't need to show me that message. I really know what Poison and Burn can does. Then we can use that Rescue Stretcher so we can recycle back that Pikachu and Raichu. Of course, evolve my Muk. simply instruct for 1 and then Sycamore for 7. So that's like I'm drawing 8 cards instead of this. Okay, Floatstone top deck, which is also not that bad. And then Sycamore for 7. And there is a double Chorus energy, which is a very important. So I'm definitely looking forward to retreat and to knock on my opponent with Mechanical Breath. So it should be enough. It's 150 damage, so I can take first prize card in the game and take the advantage over my opponent. And I have plenty of different supporter cards at this moment available. So he can go up, as I mentioned, for up to 180. I can S-roller and attack with another Muk, and that's very important. And I know it's not going to be easy task to win Metagross match, so that's just how it is. What can actually significantly help me here is going to be Raichu, because I might be in a position to prevent my opponent from being able to retreat. And there's the GTX system. And there's probably going to be another one. Yeah, he have enough energies in his discard pile. More than enough, we should say that. And energy also from his hand, and Giga Hammer for like 150. So Ass Roller would be the best thing I can probably get. What if I use Crunch? He's still in a position to deal enough damage counters. I guess I can always Tree Hazard him in this position. I guess I can always do that. Maybe I can find myself S-Roller. No, S-Roller would not work anymore. Maybe Raichu. Yeah, I can find Raichu. So why not? Let's just grab that Raichu so we can paralyze that Metagross. Alright. This should help me a little bit. Plus I can take one card with Instruct. And then I'm gonna Chemical Bread for 80. That's pretty much it. Next turn I have opportunity to knock him out. Actually, 80 and 150. No, that's gonna be like 130. Still wouldn't be enough. Still wouldn't be enough. So it won't be enough. So I guess it might be somehow better if I just decided to go. I don't know where my S-rollers. Where's my oh, okay, Taskmania Necrozma. That's a very nice deck. Okay, so it's my turn. I managed to buy some time right there. And what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go with the Cynthia, my friends. And finally, there's a Devolution Spray. That can help me a little bit. Again, not too much. And I think right now it's a time to use 3 Hazard GX. And I'm gonna grab his Metagross with 2 energies and put him in the active position. Alright, so he is affected with 3 special conditions. He also took some damage counters from the burn. And he is a paralyzed as well. So this active Metagross next turn can actually be knocked out, which is very important. Also gonna have that Salazzle for next turn. And his Metagross is also heavy damaged with 8 damage counters already. Of course, Guzma is something that I didn't count on it, but so far I didn't see a single Guzma. As long as oh yeah, but right now we shall see that Guzma coming in play. And from this specific moment, I'm gonna lose my Celadent, which means I'm gonna need to find one quickly. Okay, GTX system. There's 80, 120. Okay, I can knock him out with my Tapu Lele, actually. That's not that bad. That's actually not that bad at all. So I'm gonna Fill Blower. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120, 120, 140 to 20. So I'm gonna need also Choice Band. There's a good chance that I can hit one. 150. Yeah, why not to take risk? If I can get it, but I didn't get it. I still have a chance to pull one, I guess. So this is gonna be one Ultra Ball. And if I miss that Choice Band, this is pretty much it. And the problem is that I only have one. So Instruct for 2, very important Instruct. Nope, just a double Guzma. Okay, this is very disappointing right now. But hey, I can Energy Drive, and I can hit for like 140, short for the Choice Band. If there was a Choice Band, that would definitely be a knockout, and then I would go down to 3 prize cards and still would have some chance to win this match by paralyzing his Metagross, for example. There's the Heavy Ball. Alright, so all suddenly, game has just been switched dramatically in my opponent's favor. So this is going to be probably a Heavy Ball, Rare Candy for another Metagross, or maybe not, just to fail to search to get rid of the card, and then Sycamore for 7, which is a good thing, because he's probably trying to search his deck for something like a Choice Band. Again, if he missed the Choice Band, yeah, even if he missed Choice Band, he can knock me out with his Duskmane or Crossma, because he's gonna have enough resources to do that, and there's a max potion, so that was something I was very afraid about. Okay, so this actually puts me in a very uncomfortable position. He can use 3 Giga systems, and then he can Meteor Team Test for 220. And after that, I'm gonna need just a miracle to win this match. I think I'm not gonna be able to win this match after that anymore. Potentially, maybe. But again, it's just a maybe. If I scoop my... Yeah, he can still use his GX. No, he can't. Actually, he can't. Alright, so... Yeah, right now we would both be equaled by the prize cards, plus he would have 1 Metagross less if I was able to find that Choice Band, which was a missing puzzle for me, unfortunately. And all suddenly I have so many cards available in my hand, and I definitely need to use that Crunch, no question about that move. So yeah, let's go with the Crunch. This is the only available option, 120, and I can discard Metal Energy, which means that if he wants to attack, he is going to need that Metal Energy in addition to attach from his hand. There's 6 energies in his discard pile and 3 on the bench. Metagross, so technically there's a max potion play, and there's a Metal Energy available from his hand, which means that we're probably going to close this game up right now. So there's a GTX system. So he can use 3 GTX systems, and then he can simply hit me for 200 plus damage counters. Basically move down to only 1 prize card. Meteor Team Test. That's a lot of damage counters, 220 in total. So the only available option right now for me is just to hope to find something like Raichu as a top deck. But even if I manage to get that, it would still be a nightmare to win. So I'm gonna end. Adding him down to 1 card can technically do something, but not in this position. But hey, at least there is a Raichu, right? So I can leave him paralyzed. And he can probably just get out of this position by playing Guzma. definitely need to devolve. And then I'm passing my turn. So next turn I can paralyze him once again and technically hope to get a couple more prize cards, but that's just gonna be it. One Guzma can simply win him a game, and he managed to grab himself a Cynthia. So that's a heavy draw supporter. I already used all 3 copies of N, so I simply don't have them. And he's preparing for the next turn. He only used 1 Guzma, which means that he probably had 1 available. 3 GTX systems, of course. It's my turn. And finally, right now, I managed to get that choice band. I should say a little bit too late, my friends. So we can have some fun right there, right? He have 3 energies in the discard pile. We can paralyze him once again. We can paralyze his Necrozma once again, and then we can have that instruct for 1. Very nice top deck. And Chemical Breath for 110. Plus he's paralyzed. So, in theory, next turn if he don't have Guzma, I can knock him out. Close the gap down to 3 prize cards, but he managed to get himself a Guzma. And this is gonna be a knockout play with the GTX system. And that's pretty much a GG. So, yeah. We're gonna move on to the statistic after the game. So it's not that I didn't deal damage counters. I managed to deal a 600 compared to 920 versus my opponent. And of course, biggest attack was 150. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Okay, so we are finally back here with the deck testing. So looks like I lost the coin flip. And my opponent will decide who's going to start first. Well, looks like it's my opponent's turn. Opening hand. Not bad at all, to be honest. A lot of energies, which is very important. As well as Tapu Lele for that turn 1 Bridget. Plus the Flowstone in case if I'm going to need it. Looks like I'm going to play against Garchomp deck. And there's probably no doubt about that it's a Garchomp deck. Ooh, I can draw 3 extra cards. None of them are actually useful. None of them. So I just managed to find a Super Rod, a couple energies, Acerola. It just makes no sense. But what makes sense is that Tapu Lele play for the Bridget. That's the most important thing I'm going to do at the turn 1. I really need to set up my bench strongly. And I know it's not going to be easy to play against Garchomp because I'm going to trade 1 for 2 prize cards. Oh, but the good thing is that he have the Buzzwole on the other side. But the Buzzwole can also be very tricky because he can easily take a knockout against my Grimmer with just a single strong energy and still spread 3 damage counters to my another Grimmer on the bench. So he can have much more easier way to get a knockout. There's a double course energy. And this might be a retreat onto his Buzzwole, but he decided not to do it. Again, I'm gonna definitely go with the Tapu Lele play. And I'm even thinking about using that Guzma so I can confuse him. But that's not a smart thing at all, to be honest. I simply need to expand my bench. I cannot do that. I simply cannot do that. So 1 Pikachu, 1 Celadent, and 1 Oranguru. Plus I'm also going to put that last Grimmer from my hand on the bench as well. And the energy needs to go somewhere, so it should be just a regular energy card. And in this situation, I think I'm done. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just gonna keep my Grimmer in the active spot and hope for something like an M. At least I managed to set up my board, so that's at least something. Alright, so this is a Gabite, who's a Dragon type. It's not a fighting type, so with the slash, he can potentially just do a 40 instead of the 80. And if he cannot one-hit knockout my Grimmer, I'm gonna be more than happy. There's the Ultra Ball as well, so this Ultra Ball might be for a Tapu Lele. On the other side, it might be just for Lucario, because he really might want just to prepare for the next turn. And it is for the Wonder Tag Tapu Lele. Alright. Which might be for something like a Cynthia. You probably want to do a Cynthia play. I really need to knock this Gabite out as fast as possible. And he decided to roll with the N instead of the Cynthia. He probably just wants to keep those Cynthias for later. And there's the M. Okay, so I think how my opponent probably does not know that I can knock him out easily. But it's not going to be that easy. It's going to be a little bit harder just because I'm missing one important card right here, which is a Floatstone. And there's a slash for 40. So now CORSAIR Energy is a top deck. And I have Raichu. And I have my Muk. So technically, I could Chemical Breath for 80. But not with this river in the front. So, that puts me in a conclusion to do something like this. Alright. Okay, so he's Poison and Burn. And it's time for that Chemical Breath. So he is knocked out for 150. So I'm taking a first prize card. The reason why I do that is simply because if he don't have Cynthia, he might not be able to knock me out. This is something what I think that might be good. Just because then I can just paralyze him and take double knockout. Take 2-hit knockout actually. But there's the Ultra Ball, and this might be for Garchomp. And then if he has Cynthia, he just needs one energy card, and then my Muk is going to be knocked out. So Garchomp is there. Worst possible scenario, he can quick dive and knock on my Grimmer on the bench. Oh, there's a Cynthia. Okay, so I'm knocked out. Alright. Still, it's not the end of the world. Still, I can recover from this position easily. There's one Royal Blade for 230. My Muk just vanished from the board entirely. His hand is huge, which is very problematic for me, at least. Well, Rescue Stretcher is such a nice top deck that I just don't know what to say about it. Okay, so we're gonna do something like this. Still hoping for the best. I can instruct for 2. 1, 2, and I can Cynthia for 6. I still need that Flowstone for a turn later, but also Devolution Spray wouldn't be that bad. Alright, there we go, I have it. And that's it. I'm done, at least for now. I'm passing the turn. If you don't have Guzma available, that's going to be perfectly fine for me. But if you have Guzma available, then this is just not going to be good for me anymore. Because Boswell He's looking with that Jet Punch on the bench. And there we go. There's the Evosoda for the Lucario. So right now he can have Precognitive Aurora, and he can just search his deck for any card he wants. And in this situation, he can search his deck for the Guzma, grab himself something like, if you don't have Guzma already, like Fighting Energy, knock out my Grimmer, also put some pressure onto my Grimmer on the bench. But in this case, I would probably consider using maybe even my Ultra Ball, taking a risk fighting that Guzma for the knockout against his guard. It will depend what he's gonna do. It will depend on what my opponent's gonna do. I think it would be probably much better if I was just using my GX attack instead of the knocking out with the Guzma. But anyways, right now it's just too late. Top left card in his hand. Oh no, so there's the Guzma, as expected. As expected, Guzma play and strong energy. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, right? So you probably just run one strong energy in this deck and he managed to get that strong energy. That's just completely unacceptable for me, to be honest. Really it is. But I guess it is how it is. It's time to apply some pressure. Yes, please. I guess I'm just gonna go with Sycamore for 7 instead of the Ultra Ball. I simply need that double course energy. I need to deal some damage counter to my opponent. But the problem is that he's not paralyzed, so he can have that retreat available. And I didn't even find what I was looking for. I was looking for that the Evolution Spray, which I couldn't find. So he's not burned anymore, but at least he is poisoned. And technically next turn I can knock him out if he won't be in a position to knock me before I manage to knock him out. But anyways, for next turn we have Astral already, as well as the Cynthia and Ultra Ball. He can search his deck for any card he wants. So he can go for something like a Cynthia. He can go for something like a Floatstone if you already have Cynthia. And then I can lose this game pretty much easily. There's another Lucario. Alright, so right now he can search his deck for 2 cards, and I just need to find a way somehow to knock this Garchomp out. And I know this is not going to be easy. Not at all, because I don't have energy available. At least not for now. And there's a Flowstone. And there's a probably Cynthia. Flowstone, Cynthia for another 230 knockout. And this is going to be it. Just don't know how to recover anymore. Yeah, at least not for now. Pearl City. That's very interesting. It's a very interesting decision. Which 2 Pokemon I should remove from play. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna remove Raichu, and I'm also gonna remove that Salazzle. Okay. That's gonna be for now. So, what can bring me back in the game? Even N won't help too much, just because of the fact that he had 2 Lucarios in play. And next turn he will probably also have that Knuckle Impact anyway, so game's just been lost anyway. Yeah, I mean, I can use a GX attack, right? I can do that, simply. You know what I can else do? I can Devolution Spray my Muk and lose the game. Oh no, I'm not gonna lose it because it's 80 HP. Damn it. And I can't even evolve anymore. This is so unfair. I was looking forward, well, maybe I can be some sort of Japanese samurai, but it ended up very badly. Anyways, let's instruct for one and see what we can find. A pal pad. No, I don't need pal pad. Still, game is lost anyway. Okay, time for that 3 Hazard GX, and time to bring that Buzzwole back in the action. But again, with 2 copies of Lucario's in action, he can just search his deck for something like Guzma, and then with the Guzma, he can simply knock out one of my remaining Pokemons on the bench with his Garchomp, because he can use Rattle Blade for like 100 and that's gonna be it. Unfortunately, in this video today, I didn't have too much luck playing versus my opponents. I did my best. I think I lost actually this game when I didn't use that 3 Hazard GX at the beginning of the game on his Buzzwole. That would probably win me a game, because then I would be in a position to much easier set up knockout against his Garchomp. Again, Lucario ×2 is a free competitive search ×2, but you just don't need to discard none of your resources from your hand, and that's the most important thing. Anyways, completely destroyed by my opponent, Garchomp. Thanks you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this deck. Have a nice day until the next time. We'll see you in the next video.